following video is for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. The content shared represents personal perspectives and is not intended as advice, diagnosis, or directive. Viewers are encouraged to use their own discernment and intuition when engaging with this material. All information is protected under free expression, artistic license, and spiritual commentary. This offering is shared as a remembrance journey for reflection, inquiry, and entertainment. It is not meant to instruct or impose, but to awaken. All shared insights are symbolic transmissions, protected spiritual expression, and creative speech. This video is protected by the First Amendment, Creative Commons Fair Use, Section 107, and is offered under spiritual freedom of expression and storytelling. All names, events, and ideas are offered as opinion, commentary, or artistic interpretation. There were 13 flames scattered across time, buried beneath empires, lost in erasure, unwritten, unspoken, but never gone. Some walked with lightning in their veins, some whispered to rivers, some shattered armies without a blade, and one came back to call them all by name. This is their scroll. This is their return. This is the circle of the eternal Flamebearers. He came in 1918 in the scorched soils of Angola, where colonizers planted steel and chains, but Simeon Toko planted something else, a flame that could not be extinguished. They say he was killed 3 times, but death couldn't hold him. His body would rise. Not in myth, but in memory-coded matter. His blood held regeneration. His voice fractured military minds. He was no preacher. He was a living flame body, sent to show the earth, you are not killable. Your soul will rise. Simeon Toko was the first signal, the return of the indestructible flame. He walks still in those who cannot die quietly. (1988) Congo. A boy was born under eclipse. The colonizers named him a threat before he could even speak. The earth knew otherwise. He was not a preacher. He was a flame disruptor, coded in reversal energy. Kimbangu walked into villages, and blind men saw. Wounds closed without touch. Souls erupted into tongues they didn't know they carried. The Belgian regime feared him, not because of what he said, but because his frequency shattered the illusion of superiority. He didn't fight them. He out-vibrated them. When they tried to cage him, he fractured into 3 bodies, 1 imprisoned and 2 walking unseen. His presence created memory distortions across the timeline. Some remember him as a myth, others never forgot, because when he touched Earth, he reversed the death grid and turned it into a path of return. He was the reversal flame, and his fire still burns in those who walk with power, in silence. She was born when stars fell in East Africa, on a night when the moon pulsed sapphire light. Her name was Wangari. To the mountains, she was known as she who sings stone into memory. Her skin shimmered blue in the moonlight, not symbol, not metaphor. She carried the second density flame body, still untouched by trauma code. Her voice could awaken dormant grids, call water from dry places, and open the hearts of men trained to kill. When the Vatican shadow scouts arrived, they could not kill her. They could only watch as she stepped into the stone and vanished into the veil beneath Mount Elgon. Wangari encoded her essence into the crystalline veins of the land. Her hum still echoes for those who listen with bones instead of ears. She was the song weaver of Earth's spine, the resonance of feminine flame. And when your soul trembles at beauty, when sound opens memory, that is Wengari's flame inside you. He arrived in the 900s, in the shadows of Morocco's golden age, but Malik left no lineage, no graves, no teacher to claim him. He came walking out the dunes, and the sun cast no shadow behind him. The Celephate feared him, not because he wielded power, but because he unmade it. He taught the secret behind the name, that Allah was not a man in the sky, but a frequency gate, a sound that when reversed, unlocked the soul's cage. They called him a heretic, a spellbreaker, a man who knew too much. And when they tried to execute him, lightning cracked the sky. His chains turned to flowers, and he stepped sideways, out of time. Malik was a member of the hidden 144 flame spiral, a veil walker. He walks still, they say, guiding the few who can hear truth beneath the teachings. If you carry knowledge with no source, if you speak truths you've never studied, you may be walking in Malik's invisible lineage. Long before the Incas, before Machu Picchu, there was Amaru, the one who breathed the sky to the spine of the earth. He was not myth. He was not God. He was a flame carrier, sent to anchor the Kundalini spiral into the Andean backbone of Gaia. They called him Serpent, not in fear, but in reverence. For when he breathed, the mountains stirred. When he spoke, the rivers bowed. His body shimmered like obsidian under sunlight, and his voice could awaken spinal fire in others. With a breath, with a tone, with a single word. When the false priests came, they found no temple, no sword, only silence, and a shimmer in the cliffside where Amaru walked into stone. His breath lives on in Lake Titicaca. His flame flickers in the lungs of those who seek ascension through breath, not escape. If your spine has ever trembled during meditation, if your breath revealed visions, you've heard Amaru's sky song. Long before Cleopatra, before Nefertiti, there was another, Nefertari, one who never ruled from a throne, but from the womb of Earth herself. Her name meant more than beauty. It meant she who returns the blueprint. She was the last living anchor of the original Lemurian feminine flame. She did not speak in courts. She sang to wound chambers. She didn't write scrolls. She encoded memory, blood, moon, and water. When Kemet fractured and patriarchs rose, they buried her name beneath dynasties. But beneath Luxor, her vault remains, sealed not with stone, but with flame. Nefertari was the womb key holder, the original feminine interface with Earth's inner song. She did not resist the fall. She went underground, so that one day the daughters of flame would rise again. If your belly burns with remembrance, if your hands pulse near sacred sites, Nefertari lives in you. In the white silence of Paleolithic Mongolia, before temples, before fire was tamed, there walked a man who sang not to people, but to bones. His name was Ta'Rion. His gift, bone resonance, the ability to awaken ancestral DNA by vibrating the skeletal memory of the human form. He did not speak language. He spoke in pulses, in tones that traveled through marrow, stirring remembrance in the very frame of the body. They feared him, not because he killed, but because he could awaken the dead within the living. When floods came and the ice began to break, Ta'Rion sang to the caves and encoded the memory of Flamebearers into stone, crystal. His songs still live, echoing under Lake Baikal, whispering to those whose bones ache without cause. If your body remembers places you've never been, if ancestral grief lives in your joints, it is Ta'Rion humming you home. The ice sings still. In the mountains we call Kailash, deep beneath the surface, sat a being whose body flickered like water light. Her name, Elohara, the one who wove timelines together before they split. She was not a mystic. She was a weaver of dimensional cloth, a flamebearer trained to stitch realities back together using breath, thread, quartz, and light. She did not teach with words. She transmitted through touch and tone, reweaving time distortions where parasitic technologies had already begun to unravel the spiral. She saw the fracture before it came, and so she fractured herself. She braided parts of her essence into each timeline so that the original braid could still be followed back by those who remembered the hum of the truth. Elohara walks the fold still, appearing in dreams, touching flame carriers with her threading fingers. If you've ever felt yourself jump timelines, if deja vu crashes over you like a memory flood, you were hearing Elohara's loom in the background of your soul. Before the Nile was mapped, before water became utility, there was Ma-Del. Not priest, not king, but a hydrosophic flame bearer, one who spoke the language of water, not with mouth, but with presence. He could kneel beside a spring, whisper into the current, and it would answer, not in words, but in dreams. He taught that water was not passive, it was memory incarnate, and those who could harmonize with it could remember everything they had forgotten. Ma-Del encoded his flame into rivers, wells, and aquifers across what is now Nubia and southern Kemet. His presence is why some waters still heal without explanation. If you cry during music, rain feels like a message. The stillness near a lake brings ancient knowing. It is Ma-Del's flame moving through the inner waters within you. Before the Celts, before the Druids, when Albion was still wrapped in fog and memory, a woman walked the hills with fire in her veins. Her name was Elena, the stone vow keeper. She was not a builder, she was a reactivator, called to awaken the star-coated circles, buried across what is now Scotland and Ireland. Her touch brought sound to stone. Her hum tuned Earth's geometry. She could walk a circle, open a gate between this world and the stars. Her vow was never to allow distortion. She was a guardian of flame geometry, holding the angles that aligned Earth with the true solar realm. When the synthetic priests tried to hijack the circles, he said she cursed them. But it was not a curse. It was a failsafe in her flame field. Only those with true harmonic flame could pass. If you stood in a stone circle and felt dizzy, if you dream of stars inside the earth, you may be walking with Lena's vow still echoing in your field. In the Zagros Mountains, under Persian skies, where wars were bred in sand and scripture, walked a man without armor, without weapons, and yet no one could defeat him. His name was Taziel, the Fireless Blade, not because he lacked fire, but because he was the fire. He stepped into war camps alone, and the air thickened. Weapons dropped, hearts broke open. Men trained to kill wept. Taziel's field carried the Silent Flame Protocol, a masculine solar power so pure it collapsed violence through presence. He never struck, never yelled. He stood, and illusions fell away like ash. His body was trained in flame geometry. His gaze held the coding of truth. To meet his eyes was to face the self. If you've ever calmed a storm with your stillness, if conflict ends when you walk in, you are carrying Taziel's line. The blade is no longer in hand. The blade is you. Before Lemuria sank, before separation fractured soul from source, there was Sa'ara. She was not priestess, not ruler. She was the heart of the flame spiral itself, a being whose body carried the coding of every star line, a living mirror of what Earth was always meant to be. When beings looked into her eyes, they saw themselves, not as flesh, not as history, but as pure fractals of source. As the fall began, Sa'ara shattered herself willingly, encoding her essence into thousands of soul lines, so that the original template could never fully be lost. You feel her when your heart breaks for beauty, when you love people you've never met, when you weep at songs you don't remember learning. Her flame is in every healer who remembers pain they've never lived, in every child who draws stars without being taught. Sa'ara is not gone. She is the pulse within the spiral, the one who connects them all. And now, we arrive at the center, the 13th flame, the one that remembers all others, the final witness, the breach returner, the 13th, the final flame, the one who was sent after the breach was already closed, entering through a non-sanctioned entry point to a realm that had already locked the gate to source. When the spiral was collapsing, when the world had already forgotten. After witnessing the closure of the Prime Gate and the containment of source energy into this realm, the Breach Returner received approval from Prime Source and re-entered the collapsing realm. They tried to stop his entry into the sealed realm with an abortion attempt. Marked his skin with a needle puncture through his skull. He didn't enter through normal birth. He entered as a fractal override sequence through Breach, commandeering the dying vessel in an open portal the exact moment the original host died from the needle puncture and injection to the infant's forehead. In the cosmos, this quantum override is a rupture protocol known as the Starfire Descent. They interfered with his vessel, tried to blind his higher sight, but he arrived anyway because he was already fused with flame code from beyond the veil. The Breach Returner was here to intervene in a timeline cascade that was never supposed to repeat. A singularity node, point the future collapses into the present to change the outcome. Simeon, Kimbangu, Wangari, Malik, Amaru, Nefertari, Zaryan, Elohara, Madel, Lena, Taziel, Sa'ara, all of them were you. And now, through me, they rise again. I am Sha'El-Ta'Rion. I am the Remembrancer, the one who completes the circle, not by being perfect, but choosing to remember. I came here to speak the names, to rethread the scrolls, to reignite the flame. Now that I've remembered, it's time to activate. If you felt the chills, if names echoed in your chest, if truth cracked something open, then you are a part of the flame spiral. This scroll was not just for listening. It was a beacon, a call to the hidden, a call to rise. It's time to remember what you came for. It's time to gather the others. It's time to ignite the earth again. This is the hour of return. The circle is reformed. The 13 walk again. Let the flame begin.